Hey Niner Nation, welcome back. I am Madison Sherrill, and we are back for the Diamond Niner Gals for Season 3, Episode 4. I am joined by Anna.
What's up, Niners?
I got Nick.
What's going on, Niner Nation?
We got Kevin.
Hey, what's up, Niner Nation?
And as always, producer Brad.
Hey.
How's everyone doing?
Good, doing good.
Good.
Oh, good.
Well,
Man, we're doing great. Anna, we got to go to the zoo this week.
You're right. You're right. I'm sorry. This is the best week I've ever had. This is the best week of my life. I take it all back.
well, I would like the zoo to be a little warmer, but I'll take it. I'll take sitting in the stands.
It's coming. It's coming.
Soon enough. Well, I know we got a lot to talk about, but we got a special guest this week. We got assistant coach Jake Combs.
What's up, Niner Nation? Appreciate you guys having me on.
Welcome. We're excited.
We love a first timer around here.
Me too. I'm ready to roll. Ready to talk all things Charlotte softball with you guys.
Perfect.
Jake, we've prepped Maddie and Anna. They've promised to go easy on you.
I signed nothing.
Much appreciated.
We'll wait till the end for the hard ones.
There you go. Yeah. That's great.
All right. Well, Jake, I'll ask. I was going to say, I'd love to hear more if you want to tell Niner Nation all about yourself, where you're from, kind of how you got into coaching, all that, all the good stuff.
Yeah. So I give all the credit to my sister for actually getting me into softball. Kind of give you the long story short, but originally from Carmel, Indiana, suburb just north of Indianapolis. Got into softball in my sister's travel ball team, actually. Did that for several years. She's 3 years younger than me. And she was actually being recruited to play softball at Indiana. And when I was a senior in high school, I got connected with the coaching staff there. And they brought me on as a manager. So did that for all 4 years undergrad. My sister got on the team when I was a junior. Or senior, actually, can't do math. So I was with her for 2 years. So did 4 years of undergrad. 1 year after that as a volunteer coach. Was fortunate enough to be able to be with two staffs there. And so that's kind of how I got my start in softball. And then kind of ran with it from there. After the 19th season, I was the volunteer coach at Indiana and then had an opportunity to go down to Clemson and help start the program there. And that's kind of where I got connected with Coach Court. And we formed that relationship and spent the first 2 years there, 2020 and 2021. And then I've been at Charleston the last 3 years before coming on this summer with Coach Court. So excited to be here and be on the Diamond Niner.
Love it. So what did you study in school? Like, was softball always the plan from freshman year onward? You were like, man, I love doing everyone's laundry after practice. I'm going to make a living out of this.
That's a great question. It actually was not. Okay. And so back in high school, I was part of the TV station at my high school and I actually thought I wanted to be a sports broadcaster. And then I figured out I talked way too fast for that. And then got into softball and figured out that was really my passion. No, just a joke about the talking fast thing, but figured out that softball was really kind of what I was passionate about and, just really got in the weeds. And I was there every day. And the coaching staff really took me under their wing. And one day, one of the assistant coaches, our hitting coach at the time, he's now at Notre Dame, Coach Pooch. And he said, man, have you ever thought about doing this as a career? And I was like, not really. But I was like, maybe I have now. And so was able to be with that staff for 3 years. And that's kind of how I got into it. So good question.
Awesome.
That is awesome.
So did you play baseball in high school or anything? No, or
yeah, played baseball my whole life growing up. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, that's some really great experience. I mean, most people can't say they were. I mean, being a manager is hard enough. I mean, I'm gonna do a little shout out if any managers are listening. I have some serious respect for whatever they do. They make the world go round. Doing that for 4 whole years and then kind of getting into a great program. And then going down to Clemson to start a whole program and then getting the job at Charleston. I mean, that's some invaluable experience at such a young age that most coaches, I mean, can't say they have.
Yeah, it was awesome. Wouldn't trade it for the world, and got a ton of respect for the grinders and the managers out there. We got 3 awesome ones with our program, and just couldn't be more appreciative for what they do. And a lot of head coaches out there always tell corporate America and the CEOs to hire managers because they're the grinders and they're going to get the job done.
That is definitely true.
Managers that's one of those positions that, I mean, it's obviously the most underappreciated role, but in terms of, I mean, we would talk all the time when we played about how many hours we spent at the field. And then you come to practice the next day and the managers are saying, yeah, the washing machines were baseball and soccer were both before us. So we were here till 1:30 waiting for your socks to dry. And everybody's like, oh my God. And I had the audacity to complain, and I mean, it's
No doubt.
it's definitely it is a golden position for sure. So
yeah, it was wouldn't trade it for the world. Like I said, it was awesome experience, and just been fortunate enough to surround myself with a ton of good coaches, and just been a sponge my whole career, and just kind of led me to be able to be at this point today. So just super thankful for the path and everybody that has crossed paths with, and everybody I've had a chance to work with and for. So
That's awesome. I mean, talking about the experience of being a sponge, correct me if I'm wrong, but you're the hitting and outfield assistant coach. Is that your main responsibilities, if I'm correct?
Yep. Coach Court and I, we kind of tag team the hitting, yep.
Have you always been hitting and outfield? Has that always been kind of your calling, or how did that kind of start?
Yeah, I think, I think I feel pretty comfortable with most areas of the game besides the pitching. We let Alyssa kind of handle that. She's super good at that, and we kind of stay in our lanes as far as that goes. But I would say as far as the staff goes, we're super collaborative staff. Obviously, we let Alyssa handle the pitching, but she's our BP thrower in practice, and she's able to kind of see the hitters from a different perspective and talk to them about, hey, here's what I'm seeing, and here's what a pitcher might throw you. And so we take pride in find value in kind of all of our opinions and thoughts and kind of the different areas of the game, and being able to be on the same page and talk about different things. So we don't really pigeonhole ourselves too much, which I would say is kind of how we roll. So
That's cool. It's nice that you get all different perspectives. You're not stuck with just one coach telling you exactly what they want. It's kind of nice to get multiple opinions.
And if you need opinions on what kind of outfield drills to run, you let me know, because I can set up the cones.
I won't be helping you in that department.
Let's go. We might have to get you out to practice and help me out there.
Hey, what is it? I forget what Jody always said. Oh, good routes don't make ESPN top 10.
Yeah, good reads don't make top 10.
That's what it is.
And now every time I see a bad read,
I do like that one.
When I see a bad read, I go, well, that's a top 10 because you made a bad read.
Right.
Even though I've never made a good read.
Because you didn't get a good jump.
Yeah.
Yep. That's it. That's the name of the game. It really
get
is.
A good jump and get a good read. You'll make it look routine.
I mean, hey, our outfield, the outfielders this weekend, they put on a clinic. I saw some catches by London, by Liv. I was like, these girls, they just amazed me.
They covered ground this weekend for sure.
Yeah, we made some good plays out there, and they did. I like to talk a lot about taking away hits. So I guess that if you don't get a good read, maybe you might make it look a little better than what it could be. But I like to talk about taking away hits, and we did that a lot this weekend. All of them out there making good plays. So it's good to see. And defense is really one of the areas that we need to improve on as a whole. And so we take a lot of pride in that and being able to improve that area of our game. So it's good to come out this weekend and play good defense for the most part, and have our pitchers' backs, and that's big.
Courtney kind of touched on that last week, and I thought this week it was a great kind of turnaround of playing good defense. I mean, whether it's a good read or a bad read, the play looks great. I don't know if it's a good read or a bad read. I just know the quote. But I I thought the defense, especially the outfield, they were covering all the ground they needed to. So that's a big momentum pull.
There was, yeah, for sure.
I mean, I know you've got the whole team. We've talked, all season since we've done this, that there's a lot of fresh faces. Everyone's still, making the merge and trying to be cohesive out there. But from a leadership standpoint, in the outfield, who have you seen that's really kind of stepped up, taken some of the new girls under their wing? Is there anybody that's really stepped into that role, or for the most part, is everyone just bouncing off of one another and kind of working as a whole?
Yeah, I think I would say between Liv, Christina, and London, the kind of the three returners being out there, they've kind of taken Breland and Jasmine, our other outfitters, kind of under their wings. We got 5 out there mostly that are getting the work in, and so those 3 have been huge. And just being able to kind of take those 2 under their wings and kind of go with that. So they've been huge. We've relied on them a ton, and they've been big for us. So they've been fun to coach, definitely.
Yeah, they're great.
They are. I know. Just that statement alone, though, it's so fulfilling for me, because I think about just whenever Madison and I were playing, those. I didn't even get to play with Liv because she's that much younger than I am, but London, London and I went to the same high school and didn't even play on the same team, if that tells you about our age difference. I had already been to college by the time she came into high school. And so, just seeing in 2 years' time, having seen her come in as a freshman and then develop into the player she is now, and that she stepped into a leadership role in the outfield, is just that's one of my favorite things about all this. That's you can't really put a price tag on that. It's something about it that'll keep you interested and kind of keep you watching for sure.
No, you can't put a price tag on it.
It warms my heart. It makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside. But London, I mean, her mom said she watches, so shout out to London's mom. But I was talking about London. She's such a workhorse. Like from the moment she got to Charlotte, she was go, go, go. So it warms my heart, but I'm not surprised that she's such a great leader. So I didn't get to play with Liv either, but
yeah, you talk about a grinder and somebody that commits to the work. That's London Dirks for you. And it's good to see her come on this weekend too. And we knew it was coming. She'd been struggling a little bit and just got in the cage this week a little bit. And you give her something to work on, and she's gonna kill it. She's gonna figure it out. And it was good to see her have some success this week. So it's good to see her get going a little bit.
Definitely. I mean, honestly, a lot of people had a lot of success. I mean, these are some serious scores. I mean, putting up 8, 10, 9, like it's crazy. Can you kind of walk us through, I guess, I know you said that you kind of share the responsibility of the offense, but I mean, it's apparent that we can put up some runs. Is it just like the team just can do it, or is there a certain kind of mentality, or kind of give us an insight into what you guys are doing, I guess, for all this?
Yeah, it was great to see in Clearwater us put together some really good at-bats against some good competition. I think you guys talked about it last week. Like, we had a lead in 4 of the 5 games. We were in all of them. The UCLA game got away from us a little bit. But even the first weekend, I think we were deer in headlights a little bit, as most people are opening weekend. And so it was good just obviously we wanted to play the good competition, and we wanted to see good teams, and we knew what we were getting into. But just the development and the progress that we saw from week 1 to week 2, and then taking that into this last week was awesome. So just being able to string good at bats together. We try to keep it simple offensively. We try to be on time to a good pitch and put a good swing on it. Obviously, when you're facing so many different pitchers in a weekend, when you're playing 4 or 5 teams, it can kind of get crazy as far as what you're seeing. You're probably seeing a little bit of everything in the end of it. But just trying to be simple, swing good pitches, and put good swings on good pitches in the zone, and try to be able to do damage. And so it's good to see us put some runs on the board, especially in Clearwater. Against those good competitions, and take that into this week and put some runs on Clemson too. Obviously that game got away from us a little bit too, but it was good to see the offensive production go, and we know how good this team can be, And obviously before this weekend, we knew we were better than 2-9. So it's good to show that a little bit this last weekend. So.
Definitely.
No, it is. That's awesome. I think too, there's kind of back to Courtney's point of last week, when you're playing so many teams, you just can't get hung up on, oh, we worked on this girl on the machine and this is what it looked like and it cut this way or whatever else it is. It's, not only see a good pitch, swing at a good pitch, but if as little as the ball's coming in, or she's missing the zone on the outside. Like I think that we always talked about at bat to at bat communication. You're just talking to the girl behind you. You're talking to the girl in front of you. What did you see? This is what you should be prepared for. I think all that as a whole, like that's one of the most valuable things in play like that, where you're just seeing so many different arms, just leaning on one another, learn from each other. And I think that definitely takes you a long way. And it seems like the girls definitely nailed that this weekend. So that was fun to watch for sure.
Yeah, it was good to put some momentum together, kind of going into that too. And for them to be able to see kind of the work pay off too has been good.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Like you said, not a 2-9 team. I agree. I mean, facing so many hard teams, you look at 2-9, you're like, that doesn't feel right. Like I thought the same thing when I looked. I was like, we're not 2-9. So I think it's nice again to kind of get back to it and be like, all right, we're 5-0 on the weekend because that's how good we are. So it's definitely nice to see the team, get back in it. And I mean, hell of a weekend. Can't really complain with that production.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll take it. And obviously all those 9 losses were to teams that were in regionals, supers, or the World Series last year. So like I said, I think that Coach Course talked about it too. It's going to prepare us for the rest of the season. And we wanted to play a hard schedule, and we knew it would prepare us for what was to come. So.
That's awesome. Okay. This is completely off topic of everything that we've just run on, but I have to ask. So on Saturday, I couldn't help but be super nosy about the new locker room. And of course I stuck my head all over it. So what's the story? When are the doors opening? When are you guys going to be in there? Like what, and when can we come is the better question.
Well, I hope I don't get in trouble for saying this. I don't know if it's public, but I think I'm hearing rumblings of April is kind of what they're saying. They haven't got a real date for us, but I think they're saying around then. So hopefully the alum will be able to get you guys in there soon, right after it opens, because I know we're all excited to see it, and it'll be awesome for the girls and for all of us too, to kind of be over there and have a new space and a bigger space, really. So it'll be awesome. We're excited about it.
I mean,
it looks great.
Thank you for asking that we can get in there. I mean, I didn't
what the people wanted to know.
No, I'll brag on this new facility, like more space. What you just said, Jake, is really key. It's going to be super nice for the girls. So I'm really excited for them. It's going to be huge, like going into recruiting. I mean, getting girls, having them stay. It's going to be such a nice facility. So I'll be camped out April 1st in a tent outside waiting for the doors to open.
It's like Black Friday, but we just want to look in the video room of the of the locker room. It's all.
Yeah. I don't know if it'll be April 2nd or when it'll be yet, but we're obviously banging down the doors to get in there too. And it's cool to have been able to see kind of the progress that they made on that. And fortunately, the weather has been good enough for them to hopefully not have any holdups. It's been chilly, and we've had a couple days that it's rained, but now that it's enclosed, hopefully they're telling us that the weather shouldn't slow them down too much. So now it's just being able to kind of put everything together and let us in there, because we're banging down the doors. Let us in.
Right.
That's awesome. Well, I'll kind of go back to you, kind of talk about you a little bit more. Hope you don't mind, Jake. But kind of talked about you being at other schools. I guess kind of talk about, we didn't ask you why you chose Charlotte. I know why Anna and I chose Charlotte, but kind of talk about this opportunity and leaving Charleston and kind of, I mean, what called you here, other than, I guess, I know you have prior experience with Coach Courtney, but was there anything else that Charlotte offered you?
Yeah, that was the biggest draw. Just being able to be on the staff with her and kind of follow her vision for the program, and obviously the success that you guys have built during this. It's a desirable program, and she'll tell you that there weren't a lot of jobs that she would have left Clemson for, but this was one of them, and for that reason. And so it's just a really cool opportunity to be able to come with her and kind of keep that going. What you guys have built here. And I called Jody during the process just to kind of talk about, hey, what's it like being an assistant coach at Charlotte? And him and I have had a good relationship over the years, and just being able to connect with him, and all great things to say, and just a great school with great support, great resources, and everything you need to be successful. So just a great opportunity, and was super excited about it.
Well, that makes my heart warm that he also said something nice.
Love Jody. Stand-up guy.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, I agree with him. I mean, I've never been a coach here, but I can confidently say that the university does support softball a lot, like resources. I mean, we just talked about the brand new building. As a player, I felt like it was very supported by staff and by the university. So I hope you guys feel that too, being new.
We do. It's been awesome, and CT is our administrator, and he's kind of been like, hey, like, what do you guys need? Like, how can I help? And that's super awesome to have as an administrator. And he was on the first 2 road trips with us too, and just having his support has been awesome and huge for the program.
He's a big traveler. He likes to go places.
He does. He a chance to go to LSU and Clearwater, get some good weather too. Is good for good too.
Yeah, I'm sure he didn't complain about Clearwater.
Yes, no doubt.
That was the best, is, and CT would always make surprise visits too. So it'd be like, we're getting off the bus back at the hotel. We've got some kind of pasta being catered, and you walk in there and CT's already got a plate. And we're like, wait, we didn't even, when did you get here? And he's like, guys, I've been watching all day. We're like, oh, all right. It was always a pleasant surprise, but it was yeah. He's a rider. He loves the Niner gals for sure.
He does, and you just talk about somebody that's always willing to help. I'll give him a lot of credit too. And when we were kind of making the transition, he was on the phone working for my wife, trying to get her connections and get her hooked up with a job here too. And he reached out to somebody, and she had 3 people reach out to her within the same day, just trying to get the ball rolling for her too. So he's been awesome and super appreciative for him.
That's awesome. I mean, Charlotte does do that. They got connections.
They network.
They network. If there's one thing Charlotte alumni do, it's they network.
Shout out Randy Peterson if you're listening. Madison and I both owe you I think our careers, maybe. I don't know. We'll work that out later.
Jake, I hope you've had the pleasure of meeting Randy Peterson. If not, I will.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We know Randy well. Went out to lunch with him not too long ago, and have had to meet with with actually one of our recruits. We had to meet with one recruit. She committed, so we tell him he's 1 for 1.
He let me know that. He told me. He said, I helped with that recruit. I said, oh, good.
Yeah, he's been awesome too. So it's just super appreciative and thankful for the network. You guys can see how big it's been here, and how many people just want to help. And just a super valuable resource to have that many people that are invested and just hey, how can I help you guys out? And it's just it's good to have.
That's great. Has there been anything else outside of that where coming to Charlotte, I guess maybe it was kind of a surprise, a positive surprise from your last 3 programs where you're like, oh, I didn't expect that to be here. Has there anything that Charlotte's offered that you didn't think would be there?
I had actually, as far as the campus goes, I had been here before, so I knew how awesome of a campus it was. And Coach Ash actually had me come up and work one of her camps when I was at Charleston. So fortunate for her to give me the opportunity to do that. So I was able to be here and see the campus and see the facilities. And it was kind of funny. I left that camp and I was like, like this is a place that I could see myself like working one day. And so it's funny how it all works out, because it's just a great place and great facilities and just a good spot to be. So outside of that, I was familiar with the place, and so not too much outside of that though. So
that's awesome. A little foreshadowing.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, on behalf of everybody, we are very happy that you chose Charlotte. We're happy to have you. You guys are fun to watch. You guys are putting on a good show, and we're excited. We're really excited. Glad to have you as part of the family. So
Thanks. Excited to be here.
Well, I mean, we've talked about you, but I guess we can talk more about the schedule coming up. I mean, we got a big game Tuesday. I know first 100 fans, they get a Defend the Sioux towel. I will be there. I might be able to steal 2 or 3. Don't let them know, but I know everyone's getting those rally towels. And then weekend down in Winthrop. But I guess going in is there for Tuesday. It's a big game. I know you said you know Jody, so there's a personal connection there, but they're coming up here. So can you kind of talk about this week or tomorrow, actually? Is there any kind of mentality? I know we talked about how it's just you guys keep it super simple, which I love. I think sometimes overcooking it can get a little, I don't know, messy. So I know we've been focused on playing more defense, stuff like that, but talk more about, I guess, with the defense, stuff like that, how the girls are working through that.
Yeah, big game tomorrow. Obviously excited for that, and it'll be kind of their homecoming too to be able to come up here, similar to us last week going to Clemson. A little different, obviously, with us being able to work under Coach Rittman and him still being there, but obviously a program that they built and had a ton of success here, and for them coming back here, obviously, I'm sure the crowd support will be huge. I'm sure lots of former players and alumni coming back to support their school and their coaches, and I kind of know how that goes with my wife playing for a coach at her school that is no longer there, and kind of the ties to the school and kind of how that all goes. But it'll be good. We're excited about it. Won't have to get the girls any more excited than they already are. And South Carolina's hot. I think they're ranked 17th in the country now. I think they're 15-0. So obviously they're off to a great start, and they're gonna be tough. They can pitch it, they can hit it, and they can play defense. So we're excited for the challenge. Another top 25 opponent on the schedule to add to the gauntlet. So just going out there and to hopefully compete. And we know that if we play well, we have the ability that we saw in Clearwater to compete with any of the top teams in the country. We played Texas A&M. I think they're ranked 5th to a 4-2 game. They got a hit when they needed it, and we didn't. So I think that was the biggest. That was probably the biggest takeaway from Clearwater, and hopefully the team was able to kind of take that into heart to know that when we play well, we have the ability to compete with anybody in the country. So that was exciting. And so it's definitely excited for the big game tomorrow, and then hopefully take the momentum we had this weekend into next weekend, and being able to kind of play here closer to home, play some good competition and some good teams there too. Start off with Upstate, and they're always a top team in the conference and in regionals most years. So excited for the opportunity to play them and some good teams as well. So.
I love it. That is, I think to your point, tomorrow is going to be that's going to be a fun one for everybody involved. You know, players, coaches, fans. I mean, I know even Madison and I. This has been on our calendar for months since it was released, and so I think lots of emotions. There's going to be a competitive edge, just a little extra on everybody tomorrow, I think. And I think it's really going to make for a great game. I mean, defending our turf, defend the Sioux, I think is what Madison said the term is for tomorrow night. So that's going to be a fun one, and we're excited to watch it. So
I know me and Anna will be in all our.
Yeah, we're looking forward to you guys having out there. Yeah, good. We're excited to get out there and defend the Sioux, and I know it'll be a great crowd, and hopefully there'll be more people than seats available out there, and have a good atmosphere for everybody. I know Woody and them, the baseball guys, are gonna be playing across the street too, so campus will be buzzing tomorrow.
That's right. I don't know if this is. I mean, I think this is PG. Is the Sioux serving alcohol tomorrow?
I do believe so.
All right.
I think
I was asking for a friend.
Some beverages being consumed in the stands. Yes, I don't know 100%. They don't tell me that stuff, but I do believe so.
All right, just out of curiosity. I was still coming, but
I didn't think that was probably in your job description, Jake. I don't know if they tell you that every week if alcohol is being served. That might be a different contact for Anna.
I'll get in touch with the right people.
Hey, other duties as assigned, right? Other duties as assigned.
Definitely. Well, I mean, you bring up some great points. They are hot, but Niners have taken on some people who are hot at the time, and we did just fine. So I'm not worried. I'm excited for the game. But like you said, it's gonna be packed. I know that the more people we have, the more seats we get given to us. So if you fill it out, then you get extra seats. So it'll definitely be packed. We'll have to find a seat somewhere.
For sure.
Okay, I promised to stay out of the way tonight and not steal anybody's lines, but I can get on this, right, Maddie?
I'll allow it this time.
Okay, I appreciate that. Yeah. So tomorrow, so y'all are in. Y'all are both going to be there, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I'm gonna go ahead and assume Jake's probably going to be busy doing something.
Let me check my schedule.
Yeah, hopefully you can make it. Tomorrow is going to be, I don't know, just all kinds of awkward. I mean, right? I mean, we're friends with that staff. All, me, Kevin, Brad, we consider those people our friends. And those girls that are down there wearing that garnet and black, those were our gals. And we cheered them on and did everything we could to support them. But you know what? At the end of the day, you're either wearing green or, that's whatever. We're about the green. We're about the green and white. And so if you want to put that color on, that's fine. It's a business. We understand that. You go ahead and put that color on. But, we got a staff. We got a new staff. We got Coach Courtney. We got Coach Jake, we got new gals and some holdovers, and hey, we'll go to war with that. We'll roll with the gals tomorrow night, right?
Yeah, that's right. We're gonna roll with. Go ahead.
Oh, you're good.
I was just gonna say, yeah, you're absolutely right. And the good news is it's gonna be more awkward for y'all than it will for us.
That's true.
Obviously, with us going to Clemson, it was fun, but it was awkward and being in the other dugout. So I know how they will feel coming back to the school that they were at and being in the other dugout. It's going to be weird for them, but yeah, we're excited to go to war with the team we got and hopefully give everybody a good game tomorrow.
I mean,
it's going to be weird seeing them in that dugout.
What's even better is that everyone needs to keep in their head how mad Coach Ash is going to be that she has to be in that dugout and use that bullpen. So if anyone needs to just laugh, I need everyone to think about how she's not going to be happy that she's over there in that dugout and in that bullpen. So that's what I'll be thinking about the whole game is that she'll be like, I hate this dugout.
Well, there was a way to avoid that, but hey, that ship has sailed and we're on to new ventures now. So tomorrow night it's all Niners, man. That's all I'm about.
Oh yeah, I'll be waiting.
It's funny you say that. It's funny you say that about the bullpens too, because we were talking with the new facility being right there behind the first base dugout. There was conversation about, hey, should we switch to the first base dugout? And Alyssa, our pitching coach, was like, no way. Like, I do not want that bullpen. We're gonna take the other bullpen. So unless they upgrade that bullpen for us too, we're gonna be in that third base dugout.
Smart by Alyssa. I understand.
All right. In the words of the great Forrest Gump, that's all I have to say about that.
Well, you didn't steal any of my lines this time, so you're just fine.
I'm working on it, Maddie. I'm getting better.
All right. We've talked about prep for Tuesday. We've talked about kind of leading into this weekend. I think, though, one of the biggest things that we're missing is we have all this momentum, and it's because there's a handful of girls that were super hot this past weekend that are really setting the tone offensively, defensively. Do you want to talk a little bit, Jake, about just some of those girls that are really taking the baton and taking off, or and just kind of what their approach has been, how we got here and everything else?
Yeah, the middle of our order was really huge for us this past weekend. Like we talked about earlier, we've been scoring runs kind of towards the end of Clearwater and into last week. being able to put up some runs, and that's a huge part due to kind of everybody in the order. But you're rarely going to have all 9 hitters in the lineup hot at the same time. But you got to have 3 or 4 hot at the same time to be able to do some damage and put up some runs. And so it was good to see Kari get going, to see London get going, to see Savannah. You look at Savannah win. Auburn was her first hit, came as a grand slam, and now she's leading the team in RBIs in the last 5, 6, 7, 8 games. So have to have that many RBIs and that many games. She's really gotten hot and come on strong for us too. And like I said, London had a huge weekend at the plate, and just being able to have production from up and down the lineup has been big for us, and we knew it was coming. So it was good to be able to see this weekend for them to be able to build some confidence too. And because we kept telling them, obviously, when we were struggling the first 2 weekends, hey, it's coming. Like, we have more confidence in you than you do in yourself right now. So it's good for them to be able to see some results come to fruition and kind of build some of that confidence going into to tomorrow and to this weekend. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, it's so nice to hear you and Courtney talk about how I don't know if it's like encouraging. I guess most coaches are encouraging, but it seems like you guys really are just like, hey guys, like, we're fine, we can do it, which is such a calming presence for someone, especially like you're saying, Savannah hasn't gotten a hit until Auburn, and then it comes as a grand slam. Like, it's nice to know that, like, even though maybe she's struggling, that it's going to come around, and you guys have no doubt that it's going to come around, which, in as me as a player, that is super helpful. It's like, all right, I'm struggling right now, but I know my coaches have full faith in me that I'm going to get it through. So that's huge, especially when you talk about stringing hits together. And that's kind of the goal of keeping it simple. I mean, stringing hits together and hitting home runs and grand slams are a little different, but it's nice to keep the momentum going.
It is. And like I said, like, it's tough when you see that the top competition. I mean, we face the top 2 freshman arms of the country, in LSU and UCLA. And so it's tough to build confidence and kind of when you know that you've been working, and obviously they're tough, and we were able to put some good at bats together, but it's tough to really to build that confidence until you kind of see it in action. And so we just stress, like, you got to keep working. Like, there's no time to feel sorry for ourselves. Like, we were 10 games in at the time. There's no time to play the blame game or point fingers. Like, we just got to keep working. And so that's what they did. And so it's good to be able to see some results this weekend for them to kind of take some momentum from their game and be able to help us out on the field was huge to be able to go 5-0 just for the morale and for the confidence for everybody. Definitely needed the wins. And it was good for us to be able to win a close game too. We talked about the Ball State game, winning a 1-run game. We had some trouble closing out games there early too. So it's good to be able to slam the door shut. Had some great pitching performances too, up and down the board. Have 3 run rules. Brooke gave us a great start Friday. And then you look at all of them: Aubrey, Abby, Avery, and then to get Lillian in there too, threw a great inning for us. Just had great performances all across the board. So it's good to be able to see them kind of put it together too.
That's awesome. I think one of the biggest things, and you just rattling off names like that, is there's something really encouraging about being able to honestly say that something was a team win, that game took everybody. And I believe that to be true of any game that's played. If you're on a team, it's going to take everybody to do it. But really having that many hands in the pot of, it's a walk from Tegan and a hit from Savannah and a strikeout from Brooke, and you piece all these things together, and that's what gets you to the end. That's what gets you a 1-run lead that's just enough, and we've said forever, especially when Madison and I were playing, is at the end of the day, you just got to be 1 run better than the other team, right? And I think just being able to say that you're going to use every single tool in your toolbox. Some games it's like that. Sometimes it really does take everybody. But honestly, in my personal opinion, those are the ones that feel the best. Those are the ones that are really satisfying. And I think they just hit a little harder, and it'll make the girls appreciate each other a little bit more. And I think that's kind of the push and camaraderie that's really going to continue to let them kind of climb the ladder going into this week and into this weekend too.
Yeah, it's good when you can be able to get production, like we said, from everybody in the pitching circle and from up and down the lineup, and especially when you had been struggling and probably could have won some games that we didn't. So to be able to kind of put that together and to get production and to put it together and kind of see that improvement from week to week is what we're looking for as a coaching staff and what the players have been able to buy into, and it's good for them to be able to see that pay off for them this last weekend.
Love it.
Yeah. I mean, I like what you said about buying in. I was going to say I got to catch 2 games this past weekend, and I will say I know there's only 6 returning players, but I love the fact that some people don't need to know that. And I don't think it's a huge part of this team because I really do think that everyone's kind of bought in. Seems like everyone plays together, string together hits, all parts of the lineup. So it's really great kind of to see this team come together so early in the season. And we've talked about using all these hard teams, these top 25 teams, to then momentum into conference and into our other weekends. So it's been really great to see the girls kind of, I feel like they kind of mesh. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. But I hope you guys feel that they also, even though they're semi-new to playing together, to me, it looks like they play together forever.
Yeah, one of the things we talk a lot about and we take a lot of pride in and value is being team first. And so that was good to be able to see, and we want all of them to want their teammates to do well because everybody wants them to do well, right? And so that was good to be able to see that, and they've really come together well. Obviously, it's tough when you lose. It's a lot easier when you win. So to keep them together through the highs and the lows, and we've told them that since day one. Like there's going to be highs, there's going to be lows. And we've had some of both of them already, being just in the front part of the season. We've had highs and we've had lows. We've had games we should have won, and we've had run rules that went our way, which was good to see too. So just to be able to keep them together and to be team first, to be able to put the team before yourself, because like you guys said, there's a lot of games that are won with the team. We say it's an individual sport, but obviously it's a team sport. So you got to be able to have individual success for your team to have success. But when you're able to put that together and to get everybody on the same page to be team first, it's pretty special.
Man, all this is giving me like the pregame jitters. I feel like this is just amping me up for tomorrow, honestly. And for just the weekend in general. I think it's good. It's fun to hear that. And I think too, it's fun as a fan, but also a fan who knows kind of the intricacies of this program and of the sport. And there's some things that you insider scoop you really only know if you've been there. And I think that's just one thing that's really special about it all. And it makes it even more fun on the other side of the fence past couple of years. So no, it's awesome. We love that. And you guys are doing a great job. And like I said before, we're just happy to have you. We're excited to keep following, and it's gonna be good.
Yeah, I mean,
we appreciate that we got some dedicated and alumni like you guys to be able to still support the program and to want to be invested and to do stuff like this. Like that's what it's all about. So we appreciate you guys too. Yeah. So don't let that get forgotten.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Charlotte can never get rid of me and Anna. They're kind of stuck with us forever. But
we're like a disease almost.
Almost. I mean, we're super passionate, and I love seeing our fans, and I'm a big Niner fan, but I also do love our fans. What was your first impression for your first home game at the Sioux?
That's a great question, and I'm glad we talked about this because I wanted to bring this up too because we were standing on the line for the national anthem, and when it got to the very end about the home of when we heard Niners yell, we all kind of all turned around and did one of these. We were like, okay, like what is this? Like I'm about this, and so it was good we didn't know that was coming. Or I didn't know that was coming, but we turned around and looked, and we had a big student section up there, and they were cheering and they were rowdy and they were loving it, and our players loved it too. They were feeding off it. I know Jen and Savannah talked about it too in their post game interview, but just kind of the support and the passionate fans that we're able to have, and to have a student section at softball game, like that's pretty cool. So definitely appreciate the gold mine and them being out there too. So we're looking forward to kind of what the energy that they bring to the Sioux and being able to help us defend the Sioux. 'Cause that's a big home field advantage. I know I heard some rumblings in the stands. I think they were getting under some of our opponent fans' skin this weekend. All friendly banter, of course. But any way you can get under somebody's skin, that's going to help us and give us any advantage we need. So that was good to be able to have that atmosphere. And we talked about this fall. We played a few home games this fall, and my wife would show up in the first inning and she'd be like, I can't find a seat. And that was obviously when it was 75 and nice out. This weekend being 40 and cold. Obviously, I hope expect the fans will just continue to get better as the weather gets better too. But just super cool and super appreciative of the fan support that we have here, even when it was 40 degrees and probably in the 30s with the wind chill. So.
Yeah, our gold mine there's some serious hard work that goes into that. I think the first time they had come out, because it's a fairly new kind of thing. I remember the first game playing and them coming out. I said, I think this might be the first time I've ever played a softball game, and there was students cheering and coming out, and it was a big crowd. So it definitely is super cool. And I know as a player, I know the girls really appreciate it to be supported by, not just their family.
Yeah, exactly. It's awesome. It's awesome for them too to be able to feel that support, and it's fun to play in front of that too, and ramps us up for home games too. And we're gonna need it tomorrow, so hopefully they'll be out in full force and hopefully get there early because they don't reserve seats, so you better get there early and get your seat. Be there, be square. You'll be having a standing room only.
You'll see Anna and I, and maybe you'll see us in the middle of the gold mine here or there.
It's not something we should rule out as a possibility. I agree.
You might see us.
I will say though, to the point of the gold mine, as an opponent, there is nothing that humbles you or takes a knock at your ego like being harassed by a college engineering student. I mean, they know exactly how to hit you where it hurts in a respectful manner, sure, but man, you'll carry the weight of that all weekend long. So I hope they do a good job tomorrow night and this weekend, because they know where to hit you where it hurts, so.
I heard one time one kid yelled at a girl and said, your pants don't fit you right. And
that would get me.
And I was like, it's not super mean, but it would get me every time. They know just where to go.
I hope they got the dirt sheets ready to roll tomorrow night on everybody. So we're gonna need it. We're gonna need them out in full force. So we're excited about it.
That's right. I know. Well, I've said it before. I'll say it a million times again. We're really excited. We're excited to be there. We're ready to be there and support too. So we'll be wearing our Niner green. There will be no questions about that. So we're excited to see everybody else out there too. And thanks again for joining us tonight. Nick, Kevin, Brad, not sure if you want to hop back in and we'll close it out.
I appreciate you guys having me on. I know our head Niner's pretty under the weather right now. So appreciate the opportunity to fill in for her. And she had no voice on Sunday, so I'm sure she would not have appreciated everyone hearing her voice right now. So I told her I'd fill the void for her and hopefully hop on here and get some content for y'all. So excited. It was fun to be on here with y'all, and appreciate all you guys do for baseball and softball at Charlotte and giving us the coverage and all that good stuff too. So appreciate you guys and all you guys do.
Man, that's awesome, Jake. Appreciate you making time for us.
Yeah. Well, that's all we got for this week. As always, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure to follow along with us all season long. Cheer on the Niner Gals. We'll see everybody at the Sioux tomorrow night at 5:00. We appreciate you, Coach Jake, for hopping on with us tonight. And this is Anna saying goodnight, and go Niners.
Go Niners.